So somebody give me $110 Canadian so I can buy this granny flat and not see $1 of my money leave.
I'll give you $100 Canadian to suck my left nut and lick the right one.
I'm gonna suck it with a vacuum cleaner and get my dog to lick the other one.
So glad that I'm finally up next. Ever since the baby, all I wanna do is flex.
Alright, hello! Welcome back to episode 2, season 2 of the Under Influence podcast, where we don't talk about topics anymore and we get fucked up and die. How y'all doing today? You already know it's your bro with the most,
shit.
Nate McLean Masturbate. How y'all doing?
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of Nate's an Idiot. Just kidding. Carter, you're also stupid. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. We're on the new schedule. Season 2, episode 2. We're back. Brian. Log on, fam.
It's Brian, what's up, everybody? Carter about to get alcohol poisoning, you already know.
Great new fight beat. Bringing
And
back memories from the bathtub.
speaking of
Man,
bringing
fix
back,
up the crime wheel.
we are bringing back Noah from last episode and episodes before. How you doing, Noah?
I really hope you're gonna add a drum roll in there because that was a sweet.
We need to
little,
get some.
yeah.
I want to get a soundboard. I was talking to Noah about it.
Yeah.
I want to get a Go XLR. So
Like a little Elgato Stream Deck.
Yes, yes, sir.
You know.
I'm just gonna buy an Amazon numpad for $5.
I might buy
There's
one
my-
off my
There's
friend
my
at work.
soundboard.
Oh, yes.
How
Okay.
much do they go for? Oh wait. Continue.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I'm already messed up.
before we start the main podcast, the group has decided by unanimous vote to, drum roll please, welcome to the newest member of Blacklight Studios, Noah.
KOT.
He's going to become a regular now because he is a Blacklight member.
We use the microphone to a dab on the haters.
Oh
Oh.
my
Oh my god. If you're listening to
That's all I
Spotify-
did. That's all it took, and they said yes, you're in.
Yep,
Ooh.
yep.
Let me try that.
And in the 2021 BKLT draft, we select Noah Sheridan from the College of
I
Sheridan
haven't finished that yet.
ish somewhere.
Oh, Carter's cam fucked up.
What?
Yo, look at Carter. He's actually like
Carter's been having
Oh.
some internet
yo, he looking
arguments
crispy
with
now.
his router.
You look good
we'll
now.
say.
You look good now.
I don't look good. Nope.
I think you need to
He
go
don't-
your
he don't
router,
feel good.
plug it,
I
and put it
feel
back.
I feel
in.
fine.
I don't feel good, Mr. Stark.
Hey, love you 3000.
Hey, yo. I was listening to a podcast the other day.
You better
Yo,
What
win
do you
this
guys,
one.
what do you guys think about sim theory? You know what that is?
No idea.
Like the theory that we're in a
There's some
simulation.
Simulation.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I caught myself recently, like a lot recently,
going
thinking
into,
we're
like-
in a fucking simulation, bro. I'm like, I'm about to do something, break simulation, all the walls are gonna come up, and they're just gonna be like, you failed, and pop my ass.
Beep, beep, beep.
Done.
This is why
Gonzo.
people need to socialize.
Amen, amen. I heard this, like, fucked up theory about how it's connected to the Mandela effect. Have you
What
ever
you
heard of
mean?
that before? You know the Mandela
you mean?
effect?
Yes.
no, oh, God.
Kinda.
The Mandela effect actually fucks my brain up, okay?
Okay, you explain.
I'm just
it.
gonna go-
kinda coked. I forget it.
Like,
Okay.
Before we start this, I'm just gonna say this is probably the best and worst place to talk about this because this is
Mhm.
going to lead to some interesting topics.
All right.
Oh
good.
boy.
Anyway.
Anyway. Continue.
So I forget the actual specifics to the Mandela effect, but you know Nelson Mandela, right? The name
Yes,
comes
sir.
after him, just because for the fact that I think a whole load of people, thought that Nelson Mandela died in prison, like in the fucking 1980s, but like he actually died in 2012 with his wife
Yeah,
or something like that. And people like literally multiple different people knew for a fact and saw with their own eyes of his wife crying or whatever that he died back in like the 1900s or whatever, and it was
Exactly.
fucked. So pretty much people are saying that big, like, this is like connecting like multiple different theories. The world ended in 2012 when Nelson Mandela died, and a whole bunch of shit just got fucked up, and we were thrown into a simulation. So like you ever watch that show as a kid? The Berenstain Bears or whatever like that. Bernstein Bears.
course.
Yes.
Oh,
Apparently, it was never Berenstein Bears. It's Berenstain Bears
yeah, Bernstein.
or Bernstein. Yeah,
Bern stain.
Stain.
Like,
Bernstein Bears.
like how do you think Fruit Loops is spelled?
Yeah. How do you think
Like
Fruit
the
Loops?
loop
just
part.
messing with my head.
Yeah.
This
well,
shit
well,
is
the
too much.
entirety of it,
Yeah.
like Fruit Loops.
I don't know.
Oh,
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 We've lost one.
Oh,
He's back.
hello.
oh, I don't know what happened.
Talking about
Dang,
my
he
internet
died.
shit.
I think it's a Discord thing. Like, we've all been having issues today with
Yeah.
it.
Holy. I
But yeah,
couldn't hear you
so-
guys. I'm like, what happened? Okay, continue.
I mean, I
Mandela.
know we're not in like fucking America right now, but Chick-fil-A, like literally that's a recent fucking, or like a, I guess, a popular food joint in America. And apparently people thought it was spelled chick as in CHIC fillet, but it's actually fully spelled chick as in CHICK, like a K at the end. And people just, and I see people still spell it like the original.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, the original way, and like a bunch of other shit. But yeah, because there was a theory that some scientists theorized about how, like a mass, what's it called? Like a mass traumatic experience can alter, like the world or something stupid like that. I don't know. I heard some really fucked up shit.
alter people's memories.
Yeah, it can alter the memory of a massive amount of people, which
Yeah.
can in turn alter what gets written down in the history books.
Mhm.
So things like, you know, when say Tupac died, right? Like there's a fair bit of uncertainty to certain events that led up to it because of something like that. It was so traumatic for such a large industry that the people in that industry may not be remembering it accurately because, you know, like all their stories were mixed up and it was just whatever one stuck the best when they were all discussing it.
Mhm.
You know, they
Yeah.
kind of all had the same idea, but there was little details here and there that were foggy from the
But I
experience.
feel like when it comes to the Chick-fil-A, I feel like people just forget or just don't pay enough attention to the name, so everyone just assumes it's just one thing.
Yeah, well, the Chick-fil-A thing is something that we've actually like I've like doing a couple online classes, as in sneaking
about the
into a
Berenstain
Zoom
Bears
class
things?
for like you know, one of my buddies.
I think it's
graphic
the same
design classes.
thing.
But like
Yeah.
with Chick-fil-A, it's something to do with the way that they've designed the font. It tricks the mind into thinking that like when you look at it, it looks like it's a C. Like it doesn't look like there's a K in there, right? Just because of the cursive font, everything's got a curve. So when you see the only thing in there that that is the K having a little bit of stature, like compared to the rest of everything else, it doesn't really fit in, right? It doesn't really make
Mhm.
sense to the eye. Like it's just something about the way that they've designed it that doesn't, you know, and then but it still correlates with that Mandela effect. Like I don't remember exactly what the prof said about it, but it was a pretty cool topic that he was talking about that day. But yeah,
Hmm.
I
easy
saw
free class.
Another thing that was like the only way. It was the dumbest shit I've ever heard, but it's back to the simulation stuff, where it's like the only way to alter the simulation that we are in. The only real thing in our simulation is gum. like.
Oh
chewing
yeah, I
gum.
heard that.
You might have sent it to me, to be honest. And it's
What do
like
you
the
mean?
only way to not fuck up, or the only way for them to not pull you out of the simulation is to swallow a piece of gum every 7 years, because that gum takes 7 years to work its way out of your digestive system. Bullshit. Like people come up with the
That
dumbest
that's cap.
theories.
I
You
love
telling
how
me
it's
to go eat a
gum
pack of
out of
gum,
all
you
the
dumbass?
things.
Yeah,
Would chump my way
I'm
into.
not. Whoever that fucking.
That's fucked up.
If somebody had said drop acid, it would make more sense than fucking gum.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Drop acid and then go lie underneath a parked train for 16 minutes and 28 seconds, and suddenly you'll see like the sun and the moon appear in the sky simultaneously, and the lighting engine will break, and suddenly simulation will dissolve.
Yeah, no, I just pulled up a bunch of Mandela effect examples.
Oh wait, is the
So
Monopoly Man in there?
oh yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
The
Oh,
okay, yeah. So Judd, Monopoly Man, with or without monocle?
with
Without.
monocle?
Without. He never had a monocle in the first place. Boom, mind blown. already.
That's
Right?
cap. That's cap.
Right,
That's cap,
and
that's
you
cap.
think about it, it's like, wait a second, no,
wait,
He
no,
had a
it
monocle
doesn't
for
seem
sure.
right when he doesn't have a monocle.
Yeah, he looks blind without it, or like naked without a monocle. I just seen this one, and this one actually freaked me out just now. Skechers doesn't have a T in its name.
All right, now you're just straight
Shut up.
fucking
No.
Shut up.
No,
That's cap. That's
no.
Oh my god, it doesn't. What the fuck?
Boom. So instead of the Mandela effect, how I originally perceived it was like
Skechers.
we all just, I don't know, I thought it was some sort of time travel shit when I first perceived it, but honestly, like I want it to be that the world ended back when Nelson Mandela actually died, and then like we're just in a simulation for some reason. Because
Nelson Mandela was the balance of the universe.
he was God. And
Either that, or he was the source code to the simulation, and all of these Mandela effects are actually just like data artifacting, like as it's going corrupt slowly. like this pandemic that we're in right now, it's just maybe it's just corrupt data. That's the real virus.
Judd,
What's good?
It's just recording.
You know what this effect theory thing tells me?
What?
That for a lot of people, people's memories is just not reliable.
What do you mean?
What, did you know Skechers didn't have a T in it?
I'm pretty sure I already knew it didn't.
Cap.
See, Brian's one of the leaders of the simulation.
Brian's an NPC.
Brian
just hasn't developed as much as us through the simulation.
Apparently, Pikachu never had black on part of his tail, at the end of his tail.
Yeah, no, I know that.
I didn't know that.
Makes sense.
I watched
it's on his back, isn't it?
It's brown.
It's always on his back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
His tail was never colored black. It was only
he's got brown on his tail, does he not?
He does at the base, but I always thought, even in this picture here, there was the end of his tail was black, with it was like if I show you a picture actually real quick,
like a little section of it.
Yeah, if here, the one on the left is what people thought it was, but the one on the right is the real.
No, because there's another Pokemon that has that.
Maybe that's why.
It might just be that looks like what is it? Is it Electabuzz maybe? Like Electabuzz's legs? I think it's
don't care.
Yeah. It kind of looks like Electabuzz a bit.
No way.
So
okay,
wait. Electabuzz's tail is black and white.
Y'all ever ate double stuffed Oreos before?
No.
Yeah.
Oreos are gross. I don't like Oreos.
The
Anyways,
double-
apparently, double stuff was spelled normally, but missing an F at the end. Like there's, you know how there's two F's and stuff. There's apparently just one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That I knew.
Probably.
Grammar mistake.
Mona
I thought it
Lisa
was-
actually never smiled either.
No,
Mona
yeah,
Lisa-
it's straight face.
I never knew.
Okay, that I didn't know that.
What'd you say?
That I knew.
I'm just over here searching everything up now because I'm questioning.
What the
my
fuck?
entire-
CP30 has a silver leg.
CP30.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, wait.
Oh,
In
I
what
thought-
movie?
Yo, what's that one
All of them.
theory about like the
Not
something in a box and if it's like
all of
dead or
them,
alive?
but
Mm.
he does for a fair bit of them for story purposes. He does end up getting a full gold body.
Ooh,
Mm.
interesting.
That's in like the newest movies.
Actually, wasn't that? Yeah, wasn't he originally just all silver? Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, speaking of Star Wars too, Darth Vader doesn't say Luke, I am your father. He actually doesn't even say Luke at all. He just says I am your father.
I think it goes
Never
like,
says-
"No, I'm your father."
Yeah, he says no, I am your father. He never said Luke.
He never says Luke.
He never said
I
Luke.
realized that.
I
'cause
feel
was
I
sure
feel like I feel like that
shorter.
one though was
Mr. Cap?
mostly just like a game of telephone or like someone started it and then it just spread. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that one you
That's what I
don't like
think
you
for
don't
both
hear
of these.
that one you don't hear people say they knew for a fact like they remembered watching the movie and him saying Luke, I am your father. I feel like someone just said it and then it kind of just trickled out and then
Close.
spread. Same thing
I'm
with
so confused now.
Forrest Gump.
My-
Life is like a
part?
box of chocolates. Nope, it was actually life was like a box of chocolates. Mm-hmm.
This kind of proves my point originally.
What?
Mirror
version-
Mirror on the Wall wasn't Mirror Mirror on the Wall.
What was
It's
it?
actually Magic Mirror on the Wall.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
I didn't know
I
that.
I didn't know that either.
I don't care about whatever Disney movie that was.
Damn, Brian, why you hate?
I mean, I don't know if this necessarily falls underneath the category of Mandela effects or not. But
Mhm.
speaking of Disney, and you say Magic Mirror, I believe. Well, I mean Magic Mirror. I don't know why that actually doesn't even relate to this at all. The original, fucking mermaid one. Can't remember what the hell it's called.
The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that one. Thank you.
You're
Um,
welcome.
I don't know. Wasn't one of my kind of movies. I watched fucking like
Me
Yu-Gi-Oh and
neither.
shit.
Me neither.
Um,
I
Damn.
watched
but
Yu-Gi-Oh too.
the
Fucking hell.
original artwork for it didn't have any sort of like castles or anything like that in the background.
For what?
It was actually a bunch of penises.
Oh
What?
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, the original artwork for it, like as they printed it on VHS, it was like golden penises with like weird tower like crown like spiky bits on top of them, but instead of it being like turrets of towers, it was cocks.
It shows.
Nice.
There's a
That-
lot
that-
of messed up shit in like kids' cartoons that nobody understood or realized until everyone got older.
There's
Yeah.
a video of Mickey Mouse literally fucking a brick of cheese to make the holes of Swiss cheese.
Bruh.
Ayo. It's kind of
If you
smart though.
if you guys ever saw old Disney like before 1960s, it's just horrifying.
Yeah. Shit was on a different level back then. It was all black and white stuff, and it was like,
People didn't care back then.
yeah, no, it was different. That
Yo,
nobody was safe when
Y'all
it came
ever-
to any kind of show back then.
Y'all ever see the Fruit of the Loom logo?
yeah,
No.
no cornucopia.
Yeah, there's no cornucopia. People thought there was a cornucopia
The,
behind.
like the little
What is a
basket thingy, that thing
cornucopia?
that looks
Yeah.
like a bugle.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
That thing looks like a horn.
It's,
Yeah.
It's the thing that people
like a
put
bugle.
at like Thanksgiving.
I've never
Oh.
actually seen those in real life.
Yeah, me either.
And my usual munchies.
It's a little freaking like straw basket basically that is shaped like a horn.
Yeah.
Chug, 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 pussy.
Dang.
It's empty.
Crack
So
another one and chug it.
You're drinking it. You're drinking an empty can. You're
Yeah,
a
I just finished
poser.
it. I just finished it.
Nate's a poser. Everybody confirmed.
Damn.
Still drinking the empty can.
All right, now hit that Jack Daniels.
Hit you in the
I'll hit
face.
this.
Do it.
Oh,
Maybe this is why the Mandela effect is actually a thing. Everyone's just fucked up, and then
All the
they
time.
just, yeah, they just
Don't
remember shit
anything.
differently.
Yeah, you're right. What do you?
ever
What do you?
wondered if there's people like how other people see
Oh.
different situations?
My hair's sticking up from that.
What do you mean?
Do you ever like literally try to put yourself in somebody else's situation? Like you're in a situation. I don't know how this is gonna come off. Because I'm
Carter's too drunk to
so
explain
pumped
anything.
now, but like, you ever are in a situation? So like this situation, you
Yeah,
see
say
what you
situation
see.
one more time. I swear to fucking God,
You
man.
ever
in
have a
this-
dream
in
that
this-
you have you could
All right,
you-
all right. Just shut the fuck up.
Wow, you can do it.
Well, now I lost my train of thought. I can keep talking. Oh yeah, so I'm sitting here.
this situation.
What the fuck is this? Yeah, this situation, as I was saying, in this situation, because I'm just gonna keep saying situation because it pisses Nate off. So I'm sitting here. I see what I see. I got all these cans, my monitors. Do you ever wonder what somebody else sees? Holy
Yeah, I
shit!
see that you're an
Yes.
alcoholic.
I'm
Yes.
like, if so,
There
as long
is-
as somebody gets it, that's all that matters.
Kind
Like,
of.
There is
sometimes.
no way to know that the pink that I see is the same thing as the pink that you see. We both just know that it's pink.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like what I see as pink could actually be green to you, but it's pink. We both know it is pink.
Like I'll be sitting here watching like something live, like a sports event, and I'll be like, "Shit, what is that guy seeing right now?" Because I'm definitely not seeing the same thing he's.
Hey,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
that's a good point though. I was thinking about this at work like last week about like what colorblind people see. But that's also a really good point to where maybe that's the reason why people hate certain colors. Maybe it's actually the same color that you perceive that just is completely like brown, right? Everyone, me and the homies hate brown. It looks like shit, but brown could, look.
Yeah, like Carter's whole basement.
But like,
Eh,
I like
brown
red,
base.
clearly, right? And some people don't like red. Maybe they see it as what I see brown.
The light waves that are being reflected off of your shirt that produce the color red
Yeah.
can be like are they perceived by everyone's eyes in the same way
Yeah.
so that it shows what we all think is red?
Unless
Right,
you're
like-
colorblind, then it might not be red.
Well, exactly.
Yo,
But
that's
if
true.
you're colorblind, then your eyes are perceiving it to be something else that isn't red. Right?
Hey, y'all ever think
That's
about
the
this shit like we're in a simulation, right? But like, do you think it's a multiplayer simulation? Like we're all like connected in
And
the
like,
same room, or you're the
multiplayer
main
MMO?
character and everyone else are NPCs.
So
Well,
you
that
guys-
would just mean that I'm the king here, and you
Nah.
should all e-transfer me your entire bank account right now.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like I mean, Cyberpunk ain't got nothing on this coding. Like
Yeah.
Cyberpunk never
this
had- Or these
difficulty is
graphics
set
on
to Nightmare
anything.
Plus.
yeah.
When
Cyberpunk
Y2K
never had a
happened-
coding advantage on anything.
I mean, yeah, fair. But like when Y2K happened, that was when the difficulty went from normal to like demon core. Like they weren't worried about our computers' clocks having an issue. They're worried about the simulations computers' clock having
Dang.
an issue.
The simulations like always down. They got the servers of like COD day one every day.
You
Some
see cars
bullshit.
like fucking going and They're like fucking.
Oh my god, bro! If shit
Cars
lagged in
lagging.
real life, I think
Yeah.
I would be just never leaving the bed.
Yo, what do you guys
Could you
think?
imagine walking up the stairs 5 different times before you can finally get up there? That's bullshit,
That's some
man.
fuck shit.
Man,
Imagine you
I
call,
would be committing Sudoku.
Yeah, pretty
Oh
much.
Playing
my
it
Very
Yeah,
real
but
bad.
life,
then
playing
you
it for
finna
real.
respawn.
You finna respawn with even more with shittier internet
bro.
in your simulation.
This shit on hardcore
Boy.
mode.
Hardcore
There ain't no
mode
respawns in this bitch.
with a 5 kilobyte download and upload speed.
My God. Hey, but like, well, that's what I was thinking though. It's like, you think we're all connected in the same simulation, or like the Matrix. You know what I mean? Like everyone has their own pod and their own simulation and what they perceive what real life is in their head, or y'all think this is the same simulation that everyone's just connected to.
I just
Or
don't-
how do you know we're just not in an infinite dream of some sort of
I remember as a kid one time asking my parents, "Are we actually dead right now?"
Hey yo, you're a demon child.
You're weird, bro. You're weird, bro. Yo, get the fuck.
I
Yo,
was like,
Devourer got you fucked up,
I
bro.
would have fucking
gonna
put you up for
lie, that's
adoption
probably
right then.
something I
Though.
would
Watch the
ask.
video.
"No, bro. Yeah,
Mm.
watch the video." Nate put
Devour these nuts.
hello work. But like, no, I was just like, "Are we dead right now? Like, is this not actually real life? Is this not what real life is?" Because nobody knows what actually happens if you die, or when you die.
Yeah,
Reincarnation.
you're right. You don't know that.
Well, and then
Like,
there's that.
where's the proof?
There's reincarnation, right? Or yeah, there's that, and then there's people who think you go to something higher than space,
Or you
with
just go
the big
into
man
the,
upstairs.
or you go deal with his
Well,
like
how do you
troubled child
know?
down there.
Or you never know. It's just. But how would you feel if it's just like once you
Mm.
die, it's just black.
Black. I've always hated that fucking thought, man.
There's times where this shit keeps me up at night just thinking like, bro, what happens? Like what?
You want to find out?
And just like thinking like this shit's gonna be all gone one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the concept of time being, an infinite continuum.
Time is inevitable.
Right? And just the general concept of infinity in and of itself, right? Because this is something that like when we talk about simulation stuff, I was thinking about this. Like, there is, like, you can count to an infinite number, right? Start at 1, keep going. But there's also an infinite ways that you can count to that infinity, right? Like, and so there's infinite kinds of infinity to be it. Like I learned this on a YouTube video once because I was super stoned, right?
Of
Like
course.
like you could just keep adding zeros to a decimal, and never get to even 1, right?
Mm.
There's an infinity right there. But for whatever fucked up reason, like you can go infinitely big, right? So infinitely big in size when it comes to measurement. Like the scale of the universe is seemingly infinite. But when it comes to being like something being small, like there's a limit. Like there's a hard limit to how small something can get, and that's fucked up.
I
Like,
mean, if you ever seen
We've already
Ant-Man,
found one end of it.
I feel like, well, funny you said that, cause I mean, there's probably an end point to this, but it was something like technically, this guy's cutting up a cake, and technically, you have infinite amount of cake because take the cake and you slice it in half, again, and you literally can just keep slicing this piece in half, and then in half, and then in half, and then in half, right?
But that's not true, simply because of the Planck length thing. Like, that's what it's called. Like, the fact that there is something that is measurably small. Now, in theory, and with the
Mhm.
numbers and the math, what you just said should be correct. But
Right.
in practice, it's not, and it breaks a lot of shit. Like, it's one of those things that like people just like, it's one of the parts of physics that just kind of like shoved in there, and like kind of how, you know, my toe hook doesn't really screw in anymore. It just kind of shoves in. You know,
Yeah.
like they just kind of plop that into physics. They're just kind of like, yeah, this goes.
Here.
So,
From what I know, I don't really understand physics very well, but
yeah.
I watch a shit ton of YouTube because I haven't worked in 6 months.
So, what do you think
Gotta
our
report.
technology is gonna be in the next like
Same.
100 years even?
Oh.
I don't think we'll develop that much.
Same.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So
In 100 years,
We
Okay,
okay,
think-
okay.
From the 1900 to now, it is almost okay. 1920s to now,
Booming.
technology wise.
We're in
a
the
lot has happened.
biggest. We are in the biggest kind of technological boom ever.
You do
We were-
not know that.
We're going downhill now since TikTok came out.
Yeah, you're right. Because
Yeah,
everyone else
you're
is
right.
stupid now.
Our brains went
society
Everyone
peaked.
actually
Society
all
peaked with
stupid.
Vine, probably.
Yeah.
No,
That's
like,
actually when the world ended.
No, society peaked with Elon.
it's a proven fact that like the Stone Age, we went from the Stone Age to
Renaissance.
yeah, slowly progressing up to a technology filled world, which is now, where we can sit here face to face over the internet with 5 different people, all able to hear each other from 5 different houses.
Well,
And you can speak to somebody who's across the world.
yeah, exactly. Like, if you look at it, you know, in the last, like, say every 100 years, how much we've progressed. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't really understand the 1800s because I don't care for history. But
Hmm.
you look at 1900, for example, we talk we talk cars, right? You know, 1900, not every like there was what, maybe a couple of cars. They weren't really road cars. Like they just kind of, you know, moved from one place to another, and nobody really owned a car, right? Like that wasn't a thing.
Mhm.
Now,
was
like
the wall.
121 years later, we have cars that are powered by combustion, like by things that go boom. We have cars that are powered by things that go burr in the sense of electricity. We have cars that are powered by the same thing that the sun's powered by, hydrogen.
Mhm.
Right? Like, and they can go on land, in the sky, or underground, or in the water. Like, it went from being like a single wheel and 4 pieces of shit wood that barely moved with like half the horsepower
To
to,
carrying
you know,
like
things that can go, you know, a
across the world.
couple thousand miles an hour.
There's a thing I
In
never
100
actually
years.
got. How I guess you could also I seen this as a theory before. It's like some theory with some fucking aliens and how they started actually advancing us because we were too dumb. Because yeah, you could see like the timeline from before and how slowly we were progressing, and then once we hit like a certain like just before the computer and the internet came out, after that we just fucking flew. And people were theorizing that maybe it was from aliens. We took alien technology and we researched it, and somehow we got to this point, and we still are researching it. Apparently, no one actually found out that shit when they stormed Area 51 because they were all too stupid and dumb to actually do that. But the thing I never got was I would say I'm fairly decent with technology and stuff, but I actually never got how people figured out how to, like, I guess, communicate on a really standard computer system where someone made this fucking circuit board with a bunch of shit on it and logic boards and all this and that, and then found somehow to make software on it, or, you know, like make your own operating system like DOS on it by communicating to it with ones and zeros.
Yeah.
And now
So-
we're at this point where we have fucking YouTube, like internet's a whole different spiel, but like my computer processing all this shit and, different colors and pixels onto my screen of, yeah, as Carter said, fucking 5 different households connected together, right? Transferring audio and video and data through fucking cables and
Literally.
satellite. Like radio. How the fuck does radio waves transmit audio? You know what I mean? Like, it's clearly possible. Like, we've done it and we mastered it. But
How?
how does someone figure that out?
And that
Yeah.
and in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody says, hey, and you hear it the exact second they say it from 6,000 miles away.
Yeah. Like within 20 or 30 milliseconds of when they said that, it's
Mhm.
all it takes to travel.
It's not enough for the
Like-
human brain to actually comprehend how fast it's transmitting and to actually realize that time it took, because for both of you it's instantaneous.
Yeah, like to put to perspective, the distance between me and Juddy, because Juddy's the only person who I know where he lives. Well, like the general area, kind of, because he's
Yeah.
always at that one park, right? So, say from here to the
Yeah.
Eastview Sports Complex. Also, I'm pretty sure I've seen your car in the driveway, anyways. But
Weird.
Um,
Anyways, continue.
yeah, from here to that complex, it's probably 15 kilometers at the max. And to get and so like for me to drive from there, if it was a straight shot, 15 kilometers of straight road would take 10 minutes. But for me to talk through this Discord, it takes 8 milliseconds to travel 15 kilometers.
Yeah.
Through either a wire that's connected to my PC, through this little mic right here, or through Wi-Fi that's still spoken into this, but somehow it's just like broadcasted to Noah.
And well, actually, the way that blows the mind of the stoners, like you say it this way: talking on Discord is taking your voice and transmitting it faster than the speed of sound.
Boom. Yeah, done now.
You're moving sound faster than the speed of sound.
There's so much shit that was invented too on complete and utter accident.
Yeah, man.
There's so much in this world that was an accident. Like,
Do you feel like we're reaching the end though of just like full, not, I wouldn't say research, but like something like, yeah, that accidental, finding out this could do that? Or do you think we haven't even reached fucking a quarter of what we're able to actually figure out?
I feel like we've
Say that.
reached our potential on land. We still need to.
Hmm.
We need to still explore all in the ocean, because that's not all explored,
And survive.
and survive. And you gotta think about the Antarctic. Have you seen like a lot of videos down there, or like
No,
information
people
about
are
shit
down there though.
People are down there, but like, what do you know about it?
There's
Like,
whole ass volcanoes.
other than that shit.
Are you capping?
Not at all.
No.
Volcanoes.
Ice
That-
volcanoes.
That's how the island of Antarctica was formed, from volcanoes,
Wow.
and then ice grew around it.
You learn something new every day.
we also have space. We don't know how many different galaxies there could be out there. Freaking solar systems and
Actually,
bullshit, like just light years away.
yeah.
Like
So
it's
we-
like freaking Elon Musk saying, when we go to Mars, people are gonna die.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult for people to actually take that in and accept it, that people are gonna die going to Mars.
But why though?
Because that's what we need to do if we are going to advance further in humanity, right? We need to explore what we haven't explored.
That's the thing.
Think about how
where-
many people died going to the moon.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the same
Yeah.
thing. It's just people are too sensitive now. I mean, like, yeah, it fucking sucks. knowing a loved one that's trying to change the world, and then they fucking die, like devastatingly on a fucking ship, going into outer space, blowing up and falling back down to Earth. That's fucked. No one, or barely anyone on Earth has died like that, right? No one has experienced that. So, yes, it'll fucking suck, but, those are the risks you have to take to progress, I
Yeah.
guess. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like,
Yeah, no, that's for real.
I-
Like sacrifice leads to progression.
yeah.
The next question is like, is the progress even worth it?
we
Depending on what it is.
don't
That's
know
true.
what the world is gonna look like. 50, we don't even know what the world's gonna look like a year from now.
Facts.
You're right. It could be like
So, like, in before COVID happened, right? Nobody knew this shit was gonna happen. When it did, obviously we knew something like this was a real possibility. That
We didn't know when it was going to happen.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
nobody
was
actually
just
thought it was ever going to
technic-
happen.
It was really inevitable. So, for all we know, there could be a massive technological breakthrough next year, and we'll see that, know that it happened. But 1,000 years from now,
If we're still alive.
none of us are gonna know what the landscape of technology and how much it has advanced from now. For all we
Yeah.
know, 1,000 years from now,
Yeah.
technology could still be where it is now and just completely stalled out and just creativity blockades essentially. Because
we're
Well,
definitely getting there though, for sure.
You could take a look at it as like the movie Back to the Future. The writers who wrote Back to the Future really thought 2015 was going to have flying cars. Here we are 6 years
Picking our asses. Hey,
six
guys.
years from 2015, right? And we barely really progressed, other than, I guess, making the cars back then look more modern in our terms, what we see as today, right? But like, people have experimented with flying cars. It's just, honestly, the government controls everything. So depending on what they, you know what I mean? Like, people made
That's why-
flying cars before, but it ain't like, the kind of cars, that fly in the movie. Like, fucking, these cars have propellers on them. It's not even like jet powered, like fucking jets, but
Yeah.
fucking folding out propellers and making your car into a helicopter. And this guy now wants to fucking, instead of getting your driver's license, you get a driver's/pilot's license. You know how fucking
That's fucked.
it's like going to the fucking driving school, or the DMV, and like getting your H1 for helicopters license, and then you fucking fly it into a building and then kill like fucking 60 people. Like,
God.
there's, and the government will see that and be like, "Hey man, what the fuck you gonna do with this flying car?" Right? Boom, you're done. And then that's the concrete wall that you can't get through. Boom.
it's
Like,
fucking-
they're
people
blocking
can-
it, right?
people can barely drive on the fucking roads, man.
Yeah.
Oh
How
my
are we gonna
God.
expect people to fly around and not just be even dumber
Idiots.
than they already are?
I feel like it'd be pretty fun though. Bumper cars, just make it a little
Oh,
reinforced. That's a
bumper
fun.
cars and God,
God.
that sounds like fun.
Until your
have you
head
guys
gets chopped off.
have you guys heard of anything about a currency though? About how it's evolved from silver dollars, from like actual literal minerals, like that to
Why do you think a
paper
nickel is called a
currency.
nickel?
Okay, wait till I'm done. All right, all right, wait till I'm done. I know I
Makes
sound
a
like an
good point.
idiot, but from that to coins to paper bills to now we
Virtual
got
currency.
crypto,
Yeah.
the virtual crypto. And what I'm saying is, crypto is literally the next step to. I know I'm gonna sound like an
Here's-
idiot, but like the future, in my opinion,
Here's
because
my
that's
thought.
literally the next step to having
Well,
the whole world on one side.
There's something I don't
The
understand
technology
about
behind it and the mass like crowding towards it, and I mean especially things like the amount of computational power that are getting put towards that, and the things that are getting done with it. Like, I mean, Bitcoin is now accepted by Tesla. Like, he's not exactly wrong when he says that. Like, crypto is it's the basis for a lot of really cool tech.
Freaking, we have
It's not stable enough though.
professional. We have professional athletes
It's getting there.
converting their
It's getting
$1 million
stable enough.
worth of salary into Bitcoin, pure Bitcoin. Millions of dollars worth of money, just give it to me in Bitcoin. Because here's the reality of kind of the world. The Earth doesn't have enough resources to sustain everything we're making, right? Eventually, the Earth's resource cache is going to run out, which is another reason why we're going to space and all this, right? So, if you
Because we fucked this planet.
exactly, so this
Yep.
we're not going to be able to make these cans forever. Well, I guess we can recycle them. That's a terrible fucking
Yeah, but
analogy. but
Recycling's not perfect.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. The Earth doesn't have, so if we can minimalize the things that we don't necessarily need, and so like switching over to crypto, you won't need your credit card really. You won't need your debit card. You won't need paper bills and cash. If we just start paying through our phones, it's all about advancing in technology and minimizing the amount of resources we're using on essentially useless shit.
And then if you're also thinking about it, crypto is not just like North America. Crypto is worldwide. It's not
Yep.
like stocks or like how stocks is just like through the stock market through like New York, California, stuff like that. Crypto is 24/7 worldwide on at
Mr.
all
Worldwide.
times.
But how is it backed up?
What do you mean?
The
What?
blockchains.
Blockchains. I don't know how blockchains work.
They tried to explain a blockchain to me, and I was fucking
no.
So
brain dead.
Explain it to me.
all right, easiest way I could explain it is like a blockchain is a grocery store. So each grocery store has their own type of crypto. So like we got a Bitcoin grocery store that I'm pretty sure you like know it. You can correct me if I'm completely wrong on this, but like so Bitcoin has its own blockchain, and then on a blockchain you can make subcategories of its own crypto. So you have like is BNB a subcategory of Bitcoin?
Yeah, so to kind of like summarize a bit, like I hear what he's saying, but he's missing a bit here. So
Yeah.
All right, say
there's like blockchain essentially works. It's like a series of supply routes, supply chains, to put it that way, right? So you have your like your top level that feeds into everything, right? That is, the farms, so to speak, right? The farms then feed into chains of grocery stores, right? So you have A, B, C, and D, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, that, whatever, right? And they get X amount of pieces out of the farm, right? Per different grocery store. And then you go and you buy a physical fruit from said grocery store through, your whatever website that you ordered the groceries from, being
Your
the crypto trading sites,
Binance, yeah,
or yeah,
other,
or you can set up your own garden and farm your own stuff.
yeah, like, yeah,
But
mining stuff
yeah,
like that.
when you go and you buy that fruit from the grocery store, the key difference to crypto versus anything else is when you buy that fruit is not worth anything. That fruit is a physical representation of a string of code that at the end of the day is worth absolutely nothing. It is only worth what somebody what the community decides it's worth.
Yeah.
So whereas the fruit is worth all of the time that went into shipping and processing and farming and all of that shit, right? That's what that fruit is worth. It's, you know, $3 for that specific fruit because all of that adds up. That crypto is worth $150 for that token for nothing. Like that's the difference between it,
The
right? Like
thing,
there's
So
zero
the
reason
thing that I
besides the energy cost that went into mining it in the first place.
so what I get out of it when it comes to whole digital currency is that you need people backing it.
Exactly.
Without it,
It needs
it's
a
just worth
crowd.
it's just crap.
Yes. That's why things like, I mean, Bitcoin initially, like when Bitcoin was small, I mean, and I say small when it was, you know, less than $100 per coin.
Back in like
It was one of those things that
2008.
like it would fluctuate in between, you know, $100 and then $1 because there was only so many people, and the people that were in it were investing shit tons of money and just pulling out rapidly, right? And there wasn't a lot of people involved in it, right?
Hmm.
And then as Bitcoin grew up to, you know, what it's at right now, which I think I saw today was $69,000 Canadian, nice.
nice.
Yeah, like now there's so many people constantly buying and trading that there's like it's an equilibrium essentially. Like the influx and the outflow are at the same amount, and when those slight discrepancies happen, that's when you see it either climb or drop, right?
Oh, okay.
And then every once in a while something will happen, and like one of the, you know, either influx or outflow pipes will just get blocked, and then you'll see like either a huge spike or a huge drop in that value for whatever reason.
Is that related to like I don't know how to explain it because I think well I guess a lot of people see stocks and crypto and stuff like that the same stuff. Is is that technically what is like a stock market crashing? I never got the idea of the stock market crashing like
No,
properly in my head.
so when a stock market cracks, like a stock, right? So if you buy a stock in, say, Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
That stock is worth, say, $100 because it is worth X amount of Microsoft's overall worth, right?
Mhm.
What they are doing as a company, the moves that they are making, you know, how many people are willing to invest. And the more people that invest, the more that that stock is worth because there's more money in that pool of X amount of stocks, right? So when the company starts doing like shit and doesn't do anything and starts, you know, losing money, and those investors sell their stocks, right? Now
Mhm.
there's less money in those pools and more stocks available. So your stocks are worth less. And then it's a waterfall effect,
Oh.
right? So that, and then if it happens in one place, and sometimes, you know, if it happens over, say, an entire industry, right? So like graphics cards, for example. I mean, for whatever reason, they, like, you know, like it stayed high, and silicon is, you know, worth a lot of money, and that didn't cause a huge dent to the economy. But that could have gone either way. Like that could have made graphics card companies be worth a lot of money or worth nothing at all, because they could either, you know, produce a few graphics cards that were worth a lot of money, or they couldn't produce any graphics cards because, you know, there's no silicon.
Mhm.
Right? It can go either way. But if it goes the wrong way and across the entire industry, that's when you get the big crashes. So you
Right.
get, like, you know, like an entire industry will go down, and then, you know, say like if the price of gold goes down or something like that, you know, that's when you're really in trouble, because gold is one of the ones that's, like, you know, a crypto's stable coin. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. Bitcoin, anything crypto right now is the next gold. We're in the next gold rush right now, and
we're in the next golden age, absolutely. Because I don't know if you guys fucking heard about this. Speaking of technological advancements and shit, we had the first powered flight on another planet.
What?
Yeah.
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 So the most recent NASA rover they
Yeah.
shot out to Mars. Underneath the rover was a helicopter, a drone. They had a
Mhm.
fucking drone on Mars. So because the atmosphere is so thin, it had to spin, like, you know, it's like 75% faster than a normal drone would spin. So it was spinning at like 12,000 RPM. So super loud, super high pitched, but it flew.
Mm.
Like they used remote controls essentially to tell the drone to fly. Like it goes up, it lands, it does maneuvers, and it charges completely via a solar panel and keeps itself warm too in the cold nights.
Well,
Like
that's kind of fire, but like I've also heard
Crazy.
no, like it's really sick. But how would they fucking remote control that shit from here? Like I know
it's
like it's possible, but I've also heard that um the feed coming in from the rover to NASA is still a 12-minute delay.
yes.
So pretty much like before anyone was cheering, it fucking already landed 12 minutes earlier, right?
Same thing with the moon.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it would have been
It's
like
not as long, but
yeah.
it's like 2 minutes behind. Like
Still.
there's a minute or two gap in between
Yeah.
that, but yeah.
That's still a pretty large amount to consider, but
So
how would someone fly that shit with a 12-minute delay unless it's like
That's
some
the
sort
cool
of
thing.
AI programmed
Well,
flying system?
yeah. So on the helicopter, there's a million sensors for this, that,
Yeah.
whatever. So the like from the headquarters wherever it is at NASA, they will send a series of instructions to the drone, right? The drone, well, so it first goes to like a relay station, which is like somewhere in space, and then the
Mhm.
relay station to like the rover, and then the rover to the drone, right? So it takes a lot longer than just
Yeah.
the normal amount of time. Send that list of instructions, and then the drone goes, okay, instructions received, and then sends that back and says, I've received those to mission control. Mission control says, okay, if you've received them, then you can fly. And then it goes, okay, I'm going to fly now. And then it begins to fly, right? So if their instructions were take off and then fly 800 meters to the northwest and search for this feature on the ground, because that's something that they can do, right? Because it's got enough sensors that
Yeah.
it can pick up. Like if they show it a picture from their sat feeds, it can find it.
Mhm.
If it's a good enough picture. So they tell it go to this area, right? So it'll pick up, fly, and then it'll go and land there. And as it's coming down, use all of its onboard sensors and probably AI stuff. I don't know
Mhm.
specifically the science behind it. It's probably top secret, if I had to guess. But yeah, it'll use a whole bunch of smart stuff. Then it'll just lower the drone down nice and soft, and then once it's done doing what it needs to do there, make sure it's got power, and then it'll fly back, and it's all just autonomous, completely
Right.
autonomous.
I mean, like, I kind of see it since fucking Elon Musk and SpaceX pretty much already have a space or a rocket, I guess, that can fucking take off and land and reuse itself, right, through AI, and they're planning on fucking sending people into orbit, and let alone, I think I heard something along the lines of, space hotel experience where they would literally send you up on one of these ships with no training at all, whatever, and send you to some sort of, I guess, ISS fucking space station where they will dock you and you fucking chill there for how many nights, whatever the fuck, how many rotations or orbits, like up there, right? So it's pretty sick. Like, all this shit is fucking dope, but I feel like we're gonna see that in our lifetime. We're not gonna experience that in our lifetime because I feel like there ain't no way, unless the world gets so bad within 20 some odd years that they're gonna have to start fucking forcing
Shoving us up
people.
there.
Yeah, like right
Start
to Mars.
Interstellar.
Right?
launching people
Interstellar.
into space and hoping they fucking survive.
If
Don't-
the next
don't get me
20
going on
years,
Interstellar.
Terrifying.
if the next 20 years, say some odd alien type next shit happens and like we have the
It's been
technology to
happening.
send the mandoms to the moon or like anywhere Mars.
Mars,
like,
yeah.
and they're saying like you can go, but you have to take set group of people. Like say us five will go, but they'll give us supplies and we have to just find a planet.
A planet?
Well, first
planet.
of all, none of us
What planet is
are
besides Mars?
smart enough. Not
Yeah.
smart enough, but well, yeah, I guess smart enough because we're talking fucking geniuses that have been in school and shit for years
No,
and
no,
years at
that's why I
NASA.
said alien type shit will have the technology to help us. All right, so
Oh, you mean aliens helping us?
Navigator could type beat.
I don't get what the question is. Like,
Do you mean
Yeah,
they're
they're confused.
helping us, or they invade and we kill them,
No.
take their technology, and then we dip Earth?
no, what I'm getting at is just asking us. They take us as a select group, and we gotta go find a new fucking Earth.
next 20 years, some alien next shit happens.
What is the
we
alien next shit though?
We just
Yeah.
get a
Like tech. We
we
get
get
their
a
tech.
massive, we get the massive tech, another massive tech boom,
Okay.
Okay.
like a crazy another tech boom. We gotta
Okay.
find a planet, so that means we have like crazy AI that can help us, like with intelligence stuff, so we're not absolutely ass fucked. So with all
You're
the science
saying we
stuff.
have like a heads-up display
we
injected
we
into our
have like one of
Basically,
those.
it's No Man's
no,
Sky.
we're walking around with Google Glass. All right, that's what we're
Okay.
doing.
Well,
That's what's
No, I
happening.
want
His
Snapchat
ass.
glasses.
That's what happened here. Snap
Sky
glasses.
Glass.
Actually, what fucking okay. Back to conspiracy theories for just a quick sec. People are speculating that fucking Elon Musk is actually an alien trying to get back home. That's why he's fucking advancing in so much shit. Not fucking just PayPal, because he started off with PayPal. That shit blew up. And from that, I think he went to SpaceX before Tesla. I think it was SpaceX then Tesla. And then now he's doing some sort of fucking neurological brain implant that could literally help disabled people walk again.
that
and shit
is
like that.
so crazy to me.
It's
Because
so
I
fucked up.
okay, no, straight up cyberpunk type beat. Someone hacks your shit, you done. You done. You dead. You done now. You're gonna have a brain aneurysm. But like, I'd fucking still get one in. Like straight up,
here's the thing.
go
Like
for it.
we went from maybe 2-3 years ago saying that maybe longer, but like there's no possible way we're gonna be able to make people who can no longer walk again. Like someone who's had a terrible spinal injury or
Mhm.
something of that sort. We went from saying this person is going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of their life to now saying it's possible that if you get a neurological, is it neurological
Yep.
thing? Yeah, a neurological chip basically
Neuralink.
implanted in your body into
Mhm.
your body that you will be able to walk again or you will be able to use your hands again, which is just fucking crazy.
I mean, if you look at it in some sort of, I guess, um, what's the term? Like,
Dystopian way.
no. Like, miracle esque type beat where, yeah, we're fucking making people who literally were told, maybe even from when they were born or when they had some sort of horrific accident, that they can never fucking walk again or are paralyzed from the fucking neck down, can't move. They're literally just chilling there, waiting to die at that point, right? It's sad, but you know, we're telling them, boom, you're gonna be able
You're
to
done now.
relive a normal life again. You could see that as some sort of literally connected one and one to you just cured cancer. You're one step closer to fucking just curing cancer. I mean, not like directly connected, but that's like
You're on
one
route.
major
You're on route to.
you're on route. That's one major thing that we couldn't solve before, right? That we're solving now, which that in itself is another leap into the future, right?
It gives more hope into something like that being able to happen.
Until you
Exactly.
see
Because of
the price
the
for
cure
it.
for cancer.
But I mean, all that shit is really cool, but I was more looking forward for the fact that if you've seen their demos, they got this fucking monkey hooked up to the shit where
Playing Pong.
he was playing Pong or whatever, and then they fully they implanted the chip and like read his brainwaves and shit to where like, okay, so this means he's moving the fucking paddle up or down, right? And they fucking connected that shit wirelessly to the game, and then they just snipped his fucking controller. So he was still using the controller because he was smart enough to do that, but it was really just his brain saying, okay, paddle move up, paddle move down, and shit like that. That was sick. And he was fucking dominating in that game. And probably better than me playing Warzone. But I see it fucking cool for the fact I was thinking of this at work again because it was literally all I could do at work is just think. Literally imagine getting to the point where you get one of those fucking implants in and there's no need for a phone anymore. You literally call someone through your brain, literally directly connected
cool.
Hamachi type beat in someone else's brain.
So
And
like,
then
what would
you're
you
literally
want?
thinking to each other without even spitting a word out your mouth, thinking to each other.
So that
I
Now, I have a
hope to
question when it
God
comes to that.
that does not happen during my lifetime because I would be so bad at setting my shit to do not disturb
Yeah.
and like forgetting it's like, oh wait, no one's talked to me in like a month because my shit's been on do not disturb and I had no idea. I thought everyone just hated me.
But I just thought of something relating to that. So you know how you can like say you think things, but you don't usually think them in your. You could think them in other people's voices or your voice.
Yeah.
How about when you're calling somebody and you can just trick them by by thinking whatever you're saying in someone else's voice, like if that makes sense.
That makes sense, but I feel like
Write that down.
Write
That down
as far as
somewhere
nobody talks
somewhere that
about.
you'll never forget it.
The
'Cause
thing
we
is,
have
though,
to experiment with that.
there won't be no fucking filter at that point when you're trying to, talk through someone through your brain. Just because, I guess when you're talking to people in real life, you could think in your head all you want about the situation, what you're talking to them about, and what you're gonna fucking eat later, right?
Yeah, there's no think before you speak there.
Yeah, it's literally transmitting straight from your brain to their brain. So you can't say something or think something in someone else's voice and then fucking think in your own voice, haha, I got him. He's giving me fucking $50 now.
fucking
Now-
Like
Could that
And now
lead
there's
to a
the
more
fight in the
efficient
bar.
universal form of communication?
it could.
And
But,
then you
like-
have to make sure you're think. How do you think about it? How do you like separate your just random thoughts from like just a conversation with somebody while you're doing the mind thinking thing?
You can't.
Can
You
you?
can't.
It's literally
So you can just be talking to someone about the day, and then they just hear
telling
your random thoughts about like I don't know.
Yeah.
why.
What
Yeah.
would you
Literally-
think?
thinking this guy's a fucking goof. What am I gonna eat later? Like, what time am I going to bed?
You
And
could-
this shit's
And you'd be like,
over
oh shit, he heard that. Sorry.
Think of how easy though it would be for someone like that to get convicted of a crime. Boom, there's no need for fucking judge trials anymore or lie detector tests because all they're thinking, I mean, like there probably would be a point where
Oh.
people would just shut their own brain down because they don't want anyone to know what they're thinking, right? Or just fucking I guess overload someone else's thoughts with your thoughts of random bullshit, right? But I guess the beginning of it would be someone saying, "No, man, I didn't kill that guy." And then in their head their fucking minds racing like fuck, them thinking about literally the incident that happened that he fucking accidentally ran this guy over with his car. like that's the thing. There's no way to block that out unless it's trained, right?
See, I
Go
think
batshit.
I think if we develop a method of communication through Neuralink technology like that, I have I feel like the brain would very quickly evolve to a point where like it develops its own ultra efficient communication system, or because it's Neuralink, instead of like what if that just turns everybody into a fucking hive mind, yo? Because it's just because if it's just gonna transmit brain pulses, like remember the brain named itself, right?
Mhm.
So what's to stop the brain from once it gain trying to link itself with every other brain? Like what is to stop the brain from wanting to do that?
The software.
But the brain is the thing making the software.
You're right, but also
At the end of the day, it's not a
I am
conscience, it's
the
not a person,
software,
it's the brain. It's
motherfucker.
that cranium that is controlling every bit of those actions and producing every one of those thoughts and everything that led up to that person
The
building
conscience.
Neuralink, you know?
The
Like,
conscience is the block.
You know
You're
who's
right. The
building all this shit
brain.
we're talking about?
Elon
The
Musk.
smartest brain.
This
Yeah.
guy,
Oh yeah, Rick
The
Rick
smartest
Sanchez.
brain.
Rick
was-
Sanchez.
Is
But
the answer to all
This-
of our questions here.
but Noah has, yeah, you got a good argument there. But the thing is, the brain also has a conscious.
Conscious.
Conscience.
But like there, you could see it as, yeah, the brain is going to fucking fuck itself, but also, it's multiple different brains thinking their own opinions, right? So yes, maybe one person and their brain, fucking think, oh, maybe, I could connect to this guy, think his thoughts, and fucking take over his mind, and then from him go to this guy, and then, or like, you could see it as literally mental hacking. Like, there's two different types of hacking, from what I've learned, and it's, yeah, actual hacking over computer, like, tech hacking, and then there's social hacking, where in the field, you could literally trick someone to think you're a fucking IT, literally a fucking big corporate thinking you're an IT, and you're just going to check on their Wi-Fi, and then you fucking go in. I saw this in a video. They go in there and they fucking start hooking up the tech shit to hack their actual main source. So there's different types of hacking. Maybe mental hacking will become a thing where, you could fucking control someone else's mind through your mind, telekinesis or whatever the fuck, if you would. But like, people also will think to themselves that, hey man, this is fucking wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah, I just have a feeling that, like, like the brain being as smart as it is, and knowing that you can look at almost every animal and understand that conscience is not necessary for survival, right? Like, the brain could like if you have that Neuralink system, where the brain can communicate via its own systems to a, another brain, never have to use the mouth and rely on that form of communication, right? Instead of worrying about miscommunications or trying to, break through a language barrier, that brain just takes everything that needs to be said, gets rid of all the unnecessary shit, all of the important information just gets transmitted as a series of nerve pulses. And then those nerve pulses go off and that other brain goes, oh yeah, okay, cool, I get it. Right? Like just one uber efficient communication method that just completely wipes out what our humanity is.
One little fuck up.
I think on that note, Nate.
What are we at? How long
is
we've been
it,
going for?
Is it
About
that
an hour.
time?
It is that time.
Damn.
But
Damn.
we were getting, I guess, a little too political in this podcast, like how we originally did in the season 1.
How?
Where
What do
we
you
actually
mean?
had
We
a
just
script.
what do you mean political?
Technology's political.
We're just talking about like.
I'm okay. By political, I mean really deep into thought and
Things that
opinions and
people
shit.
have opinions on.
Yeah.
So everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Things that somebody
Right.
might get mad at us on Twitter for, just because
Yeah.
their opinion differs from ours.
I also
Do it.
saw quickly.
Don't care.
Quickly today, I saw an Instagram post where it was like, this guy. I fucking hate how people do this though. They post other people's tweets on their Instagram, but straight up, it's someone saying, "Stop saying you shouldn't." I forget what it was specifically, but it's like, stop saying you shouldn't joke about that or talk about that, because it's fucking stupid. Like, you're gonna say something and then someone's gonna say that they don't like it, that's their opinion, then it's up to you to do whatever with that information. And you could give a fuck, you don't have to give a fuck, right? It's actually in the end all down to you. But I guess today's society, not really, just because for the fact that bandwagoning is a thing.
Yeah. Well,
But
and obviously there's the certain things like, you know, like the things that have some sort of charge behind them that, you know, the world kind of gives out, in the sense, you know, like certain methods of, I don't know what word I was gonna say there, but my brain's doing one of those things where it just like, it's like, hey, fuck you, I'm not gonna work.
you need a Neuralink.
But like, yeah, no, I guess like when it comes to people getting offended about shit, like, you know, it's like, there's certain stuff that's, you know, fueled for it's got a reason, like that's why, like there's a reason why that offense happened, and that stuff is, you know, obviously justifiable. But then there's the other side of that coin, that is, you know, the world that we live in now, where like you know, even 5 or 6 years ago there was two sides to it, right? There was either a nice one or a bad one. Nowadays it's just everything that you say is potentially bad. There is nothing that is okay to say potentially. You know, there's always something about it that could be wrong, because somebody could make the choice to say that what you said is wrong, regardless of if it is or not.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what I was.
The public opinion is your worst enemy now.
Twitter really is just your worst enemy. Twitter and Gen Z.
Ever since social media is a thing, your word could get out there a lot more easier than word of mouth. And I feel like that and bandwagoning and people's opinions really made the entire world sensitive.
In the like 5 years ago, people told you to watch what you posted online because it might come might come back to bite you in the ass, you know, way in the future. Nowadays, you watch what you post online because it'll bite you in the ass immediately. Right? Like,
done now.
No.
But anyways, yeah, no, on that note, I'm gonna end the podcast here. Thank you for tuning in today. I didn't do it on last episode, so I'm gonna do it now. If y'all wanted to follow us on any other social media, thank you. I love you. You could follow us on Instagram. That's at BLACKLIGHT X Studios. You can follow us there. Same thing for our TikTok and our Twitch, BLACKLIGHT X Studios. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, where I think Carter posted one tweet within
whole
2
time
months.
having the
I posted the last podcast, and then someone beat me to posting the last video. All right, I think it
was me. That was me. Get fucked, idiot.
I woke up. I was like, okay, time to post on Twitter, and then it's like, fuck you. No, you're not.
Get fucked. Did you know there's a thing where you can actually link up Instagram and Twitter to post, like repost it? Anyways, fuck you. You can follow us there on Twitter at BKLT Studios. That's capital BKLT Studios with a capital S. And if y'all want to follow us on any of our other socials, personal socials and whatnot, you could go check out any fucking thing linked to us, because I'm pretty sure you could tree branch your way in finding some shit. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Noah, for all your work without even being a Blacklight member until now.
A lot of drugs, don't worry.
Welcome back. Welcome to Blacklight. And
check out our new video. Just dropped that the other day as well.
We didn't even talk about that new
my
video.
Pants in a nice introduction.
Yes.
Very nice video.
Check out our YouTube. New video out. Devour horror game. Fun times.
Nuts.
See you guys next time. Peace.
Oh, Brian, not gonna say wash your ass.
Oh, do it, Brian. I
don't know what he said.
So glad that I'm finally up next. Ever since a baby, all I wanna do is flex. Thank God that I know I'm up next. Call me Ariana, cause I'm thankful for my ex.
Little girl with one of those stretch bands.
And then she like fucking
flaps in between.
Oh fuck.